created to reign. What does that mean? You are royalty. You were created to win. There's a definition that says to wear a crown.
From your beginning to your end, you were created to reign. It's time to own your royalty, 'cause you are the essence of win. Oh, that's a minute. If I want it, I'm gon' get it.
Get it.
I make it rain.
Take it down.
I make it rain.
Okay.
If I want it,
Off the seat and on the seat. Yes.
I make it rain.
I don't know what that was.
I was created to reign. Here's what happens. Now, when
Y'all
she
see
shines,
it?
I don't have to fool with it. I don't have to worry about it. I can celebrate with her because I was created to reign.
This is
She
the
was
dance
created to reign.
exercise.
I'm not doing that. Yeah, I remember those. I'm not doing it. Hey! All right. You can fade it. Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you enter?
I'm hot again. What is up? What is up? I'm so glad to be back with y'all for another installment of Standing in the Rain, the podcast. I have missed y'all. Where y'all been? I know. Okay, so I tell you this all the time, it remains true. Before I get to that, we have some new hotness. This is another masterpiece because I have an amazing guest with me. But before I introduce her, I want to make sure that I welcome you. So for those of you who have been rocking with me for a minute and subscribed and liked and shared and repeated and subscribed and liked and shared, Standing in the Rain, thank you so much, my rain dancers. I love y'all so much. For those of you who are new to me, welcome to Standing in the Rain. I'm Dawn Roseman. I'm the Rainmaker. I'm here for y'all. And here's what I want you to know. So Standing in the Rain is my podcast designed to do one thing. It's just another vehicle for me to do one thing, to point you to your royalty, to unlock your royalty, to make sure that you leave with all certainty that you are walking greatness. So that's what we're going to do. I bring guests on to help me carry that message, to carry that water. Through their greatness, you see you get hyped, they're hyped, then we all get hyped together. Rise, we take over. Yes, it's awesome. So I'm so excited. And so this is, I say it all the time, that you are going to love my guest, and it's the best guest ever, and I mean it every time because I have amazing friends. I am so blessed. This is why actually I am the wealthiest person in the world, because of the people I get to rock with. So today we are, Standing in the Rain is on location today. We are out of the regular studio and we are on set. We are in the spot of the most amazing, I dare say, the best fitness and wellness studio in Allen County, in Fort Wayne certainly, but in Allen County. And I'm sitting with the best trainer, the best coach, the best cheerleader, the best mom, the best pastor, the best friend, all the best stuff. I'm sitting with the incomparable Carla Jennings, who's the owner of this amazing place. Thank you so much. Welcome. Say welcome. Welcome. Y'all welcome her. Say welcome back.
Welcome
Yes.
to you all for being here with the amazing Rainmaker. So glad to be here.
I love it. I love it. So for you,
Yes.
we do one thing here. So y'all know this. I'm putting her up on game. So what we do, it's hot in here. Okay, so I want y'all to know that, we're going to get into this. Just being around her, I start sweating because I know she's going to start making me run or do something like that. Yeah, I know. So what we do on Standing in the Rain, because I want them really to get to know you and just to glean and eat from you, from your experiences. And so we vibe around what I call a raindrop of the day. And what I do is I sit down and I think about my guests. I think about you. I thought about you. And I'm like, what is fitting? What can we vibe around that's going to help point them to their greatness, help us elevate, right? And so for you, I went all over the place, right? And you got all these things like you can get there and all these things, stuff like that. And I was like, nope. The only thing that I settled on that really, to me, described the essence of who you are, at least how I experience you, is through this. And I think that y'all gonna appreciate this, and I want y'all to understand this. This is what I got. So the drop for today for Carla Jennings is don't drop your feet. Mug.
What?
Y'all don't understand. So I'm gonna explain. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about this. We're going to get into this, but this is why I picked Don't Drop Your Feet and why I want y'all to write that down, get that in your crawl space, because so this is my pastor as well, one of my co-pastors of Summit Church, best church in the world, Summit Nation, shout out. But I started encountering her in this space. What was that? The why? Really? It was a little bit before that. But
it was a little bit before that. As far as classes,
yeah. But if you ever have gone and if you go to a class with Carla Jennings, I'm gonna stop saying your full name. It's really hard for me to say. I don't call her this, so I'm just gonna figure this out for y'all. I'm gonna call her Carla. But if you get into a workout and you'd have to do something like a bicycle or leg raises or anything where your feet are off the ground, right?
Yeah.
And let's say she's like, we're gonna do 10 reps or whatever. I'm trying to tell you right now, if you drop those feet on the ground and let them hit and she hears them, man, she goes nuts. And she's like, well, I guess we got to start over because somebody dropped their feet. And I used to think like, what the heck is that about? And then always, without question, I'm like, this is just that stuff that trainers do because they're trying to get you and they act like they can't count and all that stuff like that. But then I realized, and as I was thinking about you, it was the most fitting thing. It was the most fitting way that I could describe you. I was like, and not just describe you, but to really be a vehicle to carry to them just what the greatness that's on the inside of them. Because this is what I get now when I think about Don't Drop Your Feet. Is that you are so determined, so committed to the greatness, the power on the inside of everybody, every life that you get to touch, that you are completely, you have a complete disdain for quitting, for showing up less than, for being overcome by your circumstances, for letting them win. You are sold out to the truth that we are the most powerful being. Every one of us is the most powerful thing that we are, and certainly for we believers, I mean, we're wall to wall God, right? And so you're like, so how don't you dare quit and let this win, this pain you going through, or this moment, or this circumstance, what, don't you dare quit. You control this situation. And so every time when I started thinking about how I experience you as a friend and in all those different roles that you play in my life, I was like, that's in essence what she's saying every time. It bothers you when people drop their feet because they quit.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, it's very fair. It's very fair because, I mean, you're of course you wanted to bring your feet down.
Yeah.
You want them to come down. Right. But it's how you bring them down.
Yeah.
And it is how you pause for a moment.
Yeah.
So if you need to do that, don't do it in such, like you just give up. Like, don't drop them.
Yeah.
But let them down. And that tells me that you're in control. And the circumstances is not controlling you.
That's hot.
And so that's why I say don't drop your feet. Because you're still, get every ounce of that work. Because when you drop them, you've let go of your muscles. You've also just let go of what you went after.
Hey, so what you also don't know, and y'all know this, and for those new to me, there are drops within the drops. So the green drop of the day is don't drop your feet. But you just said something like get every ounce of that work.
Yes.
Get every ounce of that work.
Yeah.
So you're like, you're here already. You've already endured the pain. You are at the end.
Yeah.
And now you're going to quit?
Yeah.
Get it all.
Let it
do its complete work in you and on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny because what I experience in classes or just even the one-on-ones, like if I count down, if I say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? Before I get to 1, they quit, right? But if I tell them we're going to start in 10 seconds, nobody starts early. Look at that. Look at that. So what I do is like, I'm not going to count anymore because when I count to let you out of something, you quit early. Wow. But when we need to start, you're not starting early. Good. And so it's like, okay, so in that, you're not getting the most out of it. Yeah. So stay with that last 1 second. And so when we do the bicycles or whatever and the feet are or up off the floor, like, don't drop them. it's a mental thing too.
It is a mental thing.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
So for no other reason why I don't want you to drop them, if you feel like I'm being hard, I'm pushing you mentally to go past that mark.
I love it.
So that is so much more involved in not dropping your feet.
I am not. Right. I love it. I love it.
I mean, no, that is powerful.
Yeah,
I mean, like
I thought about this.
I
was like,
love
man,
it.
How do I give you to them?
Mm-hmm.
How do I convey what you give to me?
Yeah.
What you give to everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm so ahead of where we're supposed to be because y'all are like, who is she? Like, who is this? You're right? Like, what company? Where are they? Right? But I just that's the only thing that stood out to me was that's what you do and that's what you embody every time someone has the privilege of encountering you. That's what you're endeavoring to do. You're like, come on.
And it has gotten to the point that which I love this, when a new person comes and we're doing something like that, they will say,
like, hey, I've been that person. Hey, drop it again. Right. It's gonna be a fight.
But I'm grace. I'm also, I extend grace, because if it is their first time and I forgot to tell them, then I will give them grace. Or if I did tell them and it's their first time, I will give them grace. However, it's only one. Yeah. Only one time.
I love it. And I want to understand how we got here. So, I mean, I love, by the way, the studio, I said the best studio in Fort Wayne is the Fit4U studio. She's the owner, creator of Fit4U, the brand, the shirt. She's trying to show me up that the guns.
No. I'm learning how to rep our brands. Like, you are the best at that. You are the best at that. So yeah, so
what did you say?
I said you are the best at that, right?
But I love it. But I want to. You didn't start here, and so I want to go back because everybody. We got people at all different levels watching. And I'm not just talking about fitness. You think I'm talking about fitness, but don't drop your feet is a literal metaphor for how you should show up in every aspect of your life.
Yeah,
quite frankly. But let's go back because there's just so many aspects of you. I listed all kinds of things. What you're like, what I say, you're a fitness instructor, you're wellness, you're a coach, you're a certified yoga instructor. Beyond that, you're a business owner, you're a pastor, you're a pastor's wife, you're a speaker, you're an author. My gosh, I mean, there's so many things. I know I'm leaving stuff out, but just how did we get here? So like, who is Carla Jennings? Like, I mean, like you didn't wake up like when you were like 4 and be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be a fitness instructor.
Right. No.
I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna make all these things. Like, where does this, take them back to the beginning of your journey a bit?
Yeah. So I have to go way back, like in my childhood, because it was 11 of us, and I was the youngest of the 11, and it was 5 other girls. But there were 3 boys between me and the next girl. Okay. So the older girls were always in the kitchen, and they were doing that type of stuff. Okay. It was too many of them in the kitchen, so it wasn't room for me. Okay. So they would always say, go play with your brothers. Okay. So quite naturally, I'm always doing climbing trees and playing football. And, so that just became a part of who I was, like being active, doing sports, like doing things like that. And so as I went through elementary and grade school, I was always involved in some type of physical activity.
Did you play a sport?
I did. I played, I was a gymnast, I did volleyball, I did track, and I was a cheerleader. So, and all those things just kept me going. I mean, there wasn't a time that I can remember getting on the bus to go home after school because you had activity. You're staying after. We walked home. It wasn't mom come get me.
They don't know. That wasn't punishment.
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
What people did.
That's what we did.
There were no Ubers,
and it wasn't around the corner either. No Uber. No
Ubers. Like what? Yeah. No cell phones. They're like people were like, turn this off. What are you talking about? Yeah.
So with that being said, I mean, I've always had. I mean, I also was a dancer. So I had all those.
Dance?
So no, just we did
It was like in the mirror. You like,
No, I took dance classes in high school.
so did I. I know you can't see it. I did.
Yes,
I did.
I didn't say you
I know
didn't.
your eyes said that I didn't, but I did.
I believe that.
did.
You
I
got
did.
great rhythm and moves. You do.
No, this is just a side joke. I had a picture of Misty Copeland on my phone with one of my partners once. I forget why it was on my phone. She had a quote, and there was a quote underneath it. It was a great pose, you know. And if you don't know who Misty Copeland is, you should definitively look her up. She's phenomenal. Anyway, I had it on my phone, and some partner comes up, and he's like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "Boy, I knew somebody gonna see it." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This is your story. This is your journey." So
I
you
love
were a
that.
dancer,
Yeah. So I competed. I mean, I was in our productions, and I had leading parts. I'll say that as a dancer. And so myself and a couple of the classmates would do competitions like the city had.
Okay.
But I wasn't in a dance school. It was dance classes that I took. So and also my high school dance teacher gave me the leading role of Dorothy.
Oh, really?
And we did The Wiz. Now,
did you have to sing?
No, that's what I'm saying. My dancing was so on point that I didn't have to sing. Right?
Wait.
No, I kid you not.
How are you Dorothy and you don't sing?
I'm saying.
Well, what did you do?
I danced.
Did you sing home?
No. So what happened, my best friend sung the song.
Oh my gosh. You were like the original Milli Vanilli. You didn't sing. How do you not sing? It's a musical.
I know, right? But
What'd you do?
I danced. It was pretty amazing.
What'd you do?
She just orchestrated it and then to this day we are still. I mean, I thank her for believing in me because I'm like, I didn't think I could do that, and she made me look good.
Yeah.
She made me look really good. But no, she said there was nobody else that she would have given the role.
That's
to.
awesome.
Yeah. And I just recently talked to her a couple of days ago, and she'll rehash that over and over. Her name is Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, Mrs. Jones loved you.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, 'cause I don't get that.
No, you have to go back into the. Well, one day I'm gonna pull up the archives so you can see. Well, I mean, it was 2 sold out nights. That's how awesome it was.
You were in a musical. Think about that. You were in a musical, yet you didn't sing.
Well, it wasn't.
And you were the lead.
Well, okay. Let me correct your terminology. So we didn't do like a musical, but we did it was like a talent show / music.
But The Wiz is a musical.
I know, but that's what we called it.
This is called The Rabbit Trail. Okay, so we get all
Anyway,
the...
right. So yeah, because that doesn't. I said all that to say like I have some dance skills.
Okay, thank you.
So with that, so fast forward.
Okay.
Because I even started a dance school.
Really?
Yeah, before I got married.
Okay.
Yeah, so that probably you don't think.
I did not know that.
About that. Yeah.
We're here?
Yep. It was here in Fort Wayne.
Okay.
I have some pictures of the group.
What was it called?
participated. It was called Carla Hunter's Dance School.
Okay.
Yeah, and we participated in the McDonald's parade. Me and my
Really?
girls. Yeah.
So you've been a business owner way back then.
Well, I didn't know what to do. I don't know if I was doing things right.
That's the truth of most business owners.
But I did. I had that, and then it probably went a year.
Okay.
And we got married and moved. My husband and I got married. Pastor and I got married and moved to Oklahoma.
Okay.
I didn't do it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about that. Because, okay, so you're doing all of these things, and that's an abrupt shift. So you got these transitional periods in your life. Because I don't know you then at this point. So you're learning me something right now.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have all this, you're doing all these things, and then you go off to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you stop doing all of the things.
Yes.
Okay. So talk about that. I mean, because it's a journey, and I want you to understand like the full complement of who you are. I mean, again, the dream raindrop of the day is don't drop your feet, and so just how you're going to show up, like I said, in every aspect of your life. Don't quit on you. Don't quit on the power that's inside of you, and so it's necessary, I think, to understand the journey. So all these things that you just described, all these activities, and then you're gone to Oklahoma. Talk about that for a little bit. What was that like? Who was Carla? Well, then not Carla Hunter anymore. Right. Carla Jennings then, right? Who was that? Who was that version of you? The one that flew off to Oklahoma. Well, I don't know. Oklahoma.
a very
Oklahoma. I don't know where Oklahoma is.
A very intimidated, lack of confidence, scary. At this point, I had to say woman because I'm married, right?
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda. And so I learned how to really not quit because I had gone away to school a few times. Okay. More than a few.
You was going away to college?
Yeah.
Before you're married?
Yeah.
Before marriage. So while the dance school during dance school times?
So my dance school?
Yeah, that's a terrible question. Yes. I want to say this. When you were starting the dance school, like, are you at college age then, or what?
No. So I had settled in my mind that going away wasn't for me.
So you had started going away before that? Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about, I want to go back. I'm glad you brought that up because we've talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I do this and why I want to take you on the journey and why I bring you the amazing beings that I have the privilege of doing life with is because when you understand the nuances and the nooks and crannies of someone's story, one, you can find yourself in it, and you also, sometimes we have a problem celebrating or looking at someone and be like, my gosh, I don't know how to be that. I don't know how to do that. And you're like, well, she didn't start there.
Yeah.
You don't start there. This is a journey. We're all on a journey. And so I think it's important to unpack it as we vibe around this. And so you said you learned that going away wasn't for you. Talk about that a little bit. What do you mean by that?
So I attempted to go away to Ball State.
Okay.
And I went first I applied late, so therefore I couldn't get on campus.
Okay.
So I had to get housing. So that was a strike, just something new, and then I'm living all by myself. So that was like a call home. I want to come home, right?
Yeah.
And just quite naturally, as the youngest one, they come and get me.
Yeah.
And so
they did come and get you.
They came and got me, right?
Yeah.
And so then
you told me that you hated that they did that.
Yes.
Now, I mean, this is hindsight.
Right, hindsight. Yeah.
But why? And I know I'm messing with your.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
But I just want to make sure I don't lose that. Why did you hate that? Because I think that's important.
Because it didn't push me. Yeah, it didn't help me. Yeah, to not drop my feet and to understand what that would look like later.
Yeah.
Or how it could look like later. Like if I choose to allow that to be what I continue to do.
Yeah.
And so that's it. And because my attempt was 3 other times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And each time I got the same response from them.
Call home.
Yeah.
Let me go get my baby.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And I love that. I mean, the raindrop again. I want to make sure I don't lose that point that you made. Like, you said it didn't push you to learn to not to drop your feet.
Yeah.
So, and I think that lines up nicely with what you said about, show yourself some grace, the way you are now with people. Like, if your first time you're getting in this, I'm gonna let you know how this is gonna go, but you got to give people some grace. And I think what you're saying is like, it's a journey. Fix me if I'm saying this wrong, but what I hear going back now to when you're going to school and you're calling and say, I want to come home, it's a journey. And you're saying, man, it was hard. Yeah. And I was scared. And I was lonely. And I was homesick.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come home.
Yep.
And them letting me come home.
Yeah.
Certainly because they love you.
Yeah.
But them letting me come home, actually, because you obviously got it. You came into it later, but is it fair? Maybe delayed your growth in this regard. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? Don't let me.
No. I do. So I mean, everything's hindsight is part
of it, all this
right?
is. Yeah.
So, but what my thoughts were, like you said, that grace, come and get me this first time.
Yeah.
But then I decided again to go back. So that's on me, right?
Yeah.
I could have said no, but because I was determined to do it, I went again, and then I didn't know how to process the emotions and the feelings.
Yeah.
So I thought that meant it's not for me.
Yeah.
So then I call and I'm back. And then I get another thought, well, maybe if I'm further away. So I went to Alabama A&M.
Whoa.
So I thought, for sure, if I go that far.
I know what to fix me being homesick. I'll just go further.
Right, exactly. Well, I wasn't thinking in that regard. I was just thinking that they wouldn't come get me. They would let me stay.
Right.
But no.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I do want to say something here, too, because I don't want anybody to beat themselves up over, because you're telling this is your story.
Yeah.
And I like to say it this way, like I have, we all have our story, and I like to say I don't have regrets. I can think about things in my life like, man, wow, that was interesting. That version of me is interesting, and I don't know who she was, all these things, but it all forms this Dawn that's sitting here, and God knows what he's doing. Yeah. And so, so I don't want anybody to beat themselves up like, man, I messed up. It is too late for me I already dropped my feet. Mm-hmm. So I can't.
Do something else.
No. It's just your story.
Yeah.
It's your story. But but let's jump back in it. So you are the third time in Alabama. Yeah. And they come and get you again. Mm-hmm. They love you.
So actually, I won't say they came and got me, but gave me the money to get back on the bus.
No, because she's gonna get on the bus this time.
Right. And so we laugh about it at this day, because I can laugh about it now, right? Yeah. But so my husband says the bus didn't even turn off, and you was back on it, So it was like, pretty much, But so looking at that, so I came home and I just decided to attend local. Okay. I attended locally, and I didn't graduate. However, I completed the year, right? I completed the year that I started, but I didn't complete the degree.
For the degree.
Yeah, for the degree. Yeah. So with that, then I went into the dance school.
Okay. So you decided, I'm not going to go back after this year. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to try my hand at the thing I love. Yeah. And you started open the dance school. Yeah. Yeah, so because and it's interesting. You just said something like you can laugh about it now, but there's a time probably that you couldn't.
Right. Yeah. No.
Bothered you?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was always so competitive, and I was always, just doing stuff, right, to where it felt like that just became the best of me. Had gotten the best of me, and so now we're in the dance school, or I've started that. Yeah. And I got, let me put a period that, I got those dancers or young girls, their parents believed in me based on what they saw at the high school, not just the Dorothy role, but like I had other roles, like I did an amazing on Broadway rendition that they were like, whoa. Wow. So, because I thought one of my desires was to dance on Broadway. Wow. Yeah. And so dancing has always been what I love to do, right? Yeah. And so fast forward, dance school, stopped that because we moved away. Yeah. I didn't feel like I could do that away because I really was struggling being away. Okay, so because I never dealt with it.
You never dealt with it. I mean, so now you're away. Yeah. You can't call home now.
Yes, and say, "Come and get me." I'm with my family. Yeah. So that was a really maturing place for me, and God really, really helped me with that, because I'm like every day for 6 months I cried. Like I would go into there was a place that. But and looking back, like God's hands was so on me, and my footsteps were just ordered. Like He placed me in a job that was like family. Okay. My boss was like a mom, and it was a Christian book company called Harrison House. Okay. And they put out all the books like for Kenneth Copeland. Yeah. All of those. And
I think I know the logo.
Yeah. So I got planted there. And that was like a job that anybody in Tulsa would really want to be at. Okay. And I ended up getting placed, there. And in fact, the day that I went in for my interview, when the then boss that became my boss, she asked me, do you have any questions? And I don't know where it came from, other than the fact that I really wanted it. I just said, no, I just believe I have it. And then that was, and when I went back to the car, because we only had one car, and Al had dropped me off, and he was like, how'd it go? I said, I think it went good. I told him I believe I have it. He was like, what were you thinking? Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. It was like, that's how I really felt. Yeah. I believed I had it. And I did. She called me the next day, and I started, and I finished that whole time. So we were there for a year and 9 months.
That's what I was going to ask you. How long were you in Oklahoma?
Yeah, a year and 9 months. It was 2 school semesters.
Okay.
Or 2 school years.
He's in school, not you.
Yeah, he's in school, not
and you're
me.
working at the bookstore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had a few other small jobs. Like I did a Lotta Burger. Worked at a place called Lotta Burger. I worked for a month. I said, no, I'm not doing this, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
doing none of the things that you're doing now, though, right? I mean, but you're being prepared for it.
Yeah. I think it was I had to grow up.
Okay.
I had to
talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, because I never dealt with, like, even with just being away from home.
Yeah.
Like I needed to, and so this is how and when it happened. So when we were active in churches, in a church. We got one church, and that's where we were, and we were active. I worked with the children. Al worked with. He was an usher, and so we were active. I had gone to a helps ministry meeting because he worked thirds. And so while we were
He worked third at another job or as an usher?
No.
I was like,
well, okay.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. This is about you. When it caught me off guard, I was like, well,
yeah, so he was in school full time, but he still needed to work.
I just missed that.
But that was a good one.
I'm sorry.
You're so witty.
Yeah.
So anyways, he worked third, so he was at work, and I went to this meeting with a friend, right? And I don't remember what the message was, but it just stirred me, like really, it woke me up to what I was allowing to happen.
Okay.
And I remember going back to the apartment. We were at we were on the second floor, and I just began to just tell myself, you know, and I don't remember what all I said, but I know I was telling the devil where to go, and you know, I was basically just saying, that's it.
You're telling yourself, don't drop your feet.
Yeah.
I know that's not your language then.
Right.
That's not even, I mean, that's what you insist on now, but that's what I hear. That's why this resonated for me. Even, you know, that back then, this strength to overcome how you feel is being cultivated.
Yeah.
It's being built up, right? And so that's when you say you go to this meeting and you are awakened to a power to deal with this, you know, and finally face it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Again, don't let me put words in your mouth. That's kind of what I hear.
Yeah. So basically, it was like, you know, I drew a line in the sand and say, you know what, devil, you cannot cross this anymore. Not in this area of my life, right?
Yeah.
And from that day on, in fact, when it was time for us to come home, to start the church, I cried because we had to leave.
You didn't want to leave Oklahoma.
I didn't want to leave.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the turn.
Yeah.
That was like a complete turnaround.
So,
you know?
So, something you said that's interesting, and I think it's important for the folks listening, because it sounds weird, maybe. It depends on what you believe, but you said, I decided, and I drew a line. But you obviously, let's just say it this way. We have the power to decide how this thing we're doing called life is going to go.
Yeah.
At least how we're going to show up in it.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want y'all to miss that. Like, she made a decision to do life differently. To stop. Every day you cried for 6 months.
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's heavy. And then you just decided, this is not, I'm better than this.
Fair?
Go ahead.
Yes. So, but it took.
Not just decide. I don't want
No. I know what you're saying. So I believe that God placed people in your life to remind you of who you are and stir you up.
Yeah.
Similar to what you're doing. Like you're pointing people to their greatness.
Yeah.
Somebody that day from that pulpit pointed me to my greatness.
Awesome.
You know, stirred me up, right? Because then I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, and then to this day, Tulsa means more to me than just Rhema Bible Training Center or whatever. It was a life-changing experience for me. And so for me to, it was just an amazing experience for me. I cried when it was time to go. I did not want to leave.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I had to make the decision, right?
You had to make the decision to stop, to change.
Yeah.
Change your mind.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I could have went to that particular meeting, heard what I heard, and walked away from that.
And tell me if you think this is wrong. I dare say that if you don't make that decision, it's not just about like we wouldn't be sitting here and all of this, but maybe that's probably true. You just wouldn't. This is a whole different story.
Yeah.
If you don't make that decision, you keep crying.
Yeah.
And still don't. We have a whole different version of you. I think at this point.
Yeah, I think that's so. But at the same time, I believe because we're in Christ. He's so loving and so kind. It's gonna be.
You have another shot.
Yeah, it's gonna be something good, but it may look different. You know. But So, but it's that's why it's like a win-win. Like we can't lose. Yeah. Even when we mess up, you know, we just can't lose. You know, and so I don't know what that other side would have looked like. It didn't matter. You know, I'm grateful for where I am now.
I have these moments in my life. To this day, where and you know, they don't occur to you. My husband and I were just talking about one of them today. They don't occur to you when they're happening, but when you look back on it, you're like, oh my gosh! And it's not like you said, that it's not like if I would have done this, it would have been bad over here. But you're like, wow, that thing, that decision, that move left versus right. Set me up for all of this, right? And you're like, golly, this is so cool when you bump into you. When you bump into, he's like, got all this stuff for you. Just need you to trust me with this. You know, you're stronger than this. And so, to me, what I hear you say, you're in Tulsa, you grew up, you were introduced to a new level of you, a new version of you. Same you, but a new version of you.
And then just learning how to trust God. You know, that
for real.
Really, for real, right? So it was a really important place in my life.
So you're coming back, so you leave Tulsa after how long?
We were there for a year and 9 months.
And then you come back to Fort Wayne to start a church. Summit Church. Used to be called Agape Christian Center. I didn't agree with that, man. I was like, that's a lot of words. But so you come back to start a church. So, I mean, was that the plan for you? You started a church. Were you a pastor then? I mean, I know some of these details, but what's the plan? What are you coming back to do? I know he's starting a church. What are you coming back to do?
So my part was just to come back and support.
Awesome.
You know, to be, you know, a pastor's wife.
Okay.
Which I told God I didn't want to be a pastor's wife.
I have made that very clear. I've written that down. I've threatened my husband. I was like, look, do it if you want to. Okay? Do it if you want to. I'll be the most egregious, outlandish, unruly person you've ever seen. Imaginable.
Oh, great. You're nutty. So, but know what? The reason why, because of what I saw growing up.
What do you mean by that?
In the denominations.
Okay.
And I didn't want to be that pastor's wife with sitting on the front row with a hat on.
With a hat on.
Now, I love hats. Now, and I also thought, and this was really major to me, I danced.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any pastor's wives who danced.
I didn't either. I still don't.
I love it. So that was kind of, not conflicting, but it was interesting to me that, you know, the Lord placed me there or in that role. Yeah. But what I learned is later in my growth and walk with the Lord is whatever my desires in that way, whatever they are, he gave them to me. Yeah. So if he gave those to me, didn't he know that was the case? And for him to place me in the role of a pastor's wife, it must be okay with him. Yeah. Right. So that's what really helped me to move toward being who I am.
But this version of you, version, I'm not just talking about Fit4U, but this is not the person I met.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. But this is not the person. Yeah. You have a hat on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Maybe you did. This is not the person I met, though. I mean, real talk. Mm-hmm. And so help them understand. I mean, again, we're vibing around this raindrop of the day of don't drop your feet. Yeah. You know, and so we see a pivotal moment in this journey for you in that regard, how I got, that happens in Oklahoma. Yeah. And then now you're back in Fort Wayne. Mm-hmm. But this is not, talk to me about who Carla Jennings is in that role and how she gets from there to this person, you're still, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it very well, but there's a progression that's happening here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just believe I was learning to be who I was and not.
Say that again.
I was learning to be who I am.
That's hot. No,
you know?
I was learning to be who you were.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it wasn't, I was feeling like it wasn't okay to if I wanted to do lyrical dancing or interpreted dancing or whatever. And so I kind of shied away from that.
Yeah.
But it always, every time I saw it, it would stir up something in me. And so so moving forward, I was doing a seminar called Dreams to Reality.
Okay.
And one of the questions was asked, what is it that you would do without being paid? And immediately, like fitness.
Really?
Fitness came in my head. But what is so cool, so fitness came into my head, and so what I did, I wrote it down, and I said I wanted to be a fitness instructor.
Okay.
And so immediately, I don't know how long it took, but I think within a couple of weeks or maybe a week, I went to the Y, and I participated in a class with a lady that had she had to have at least 50 people in her class, and it was just her.
Okay.
And it bugged me so bad because I knew she couldn't see everybody.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest pet peeves with fitness is doing it right, so that you won't injure yourself.
Yeah.
And so I would always be looking for her, even though I didn't feel like I had place to tell her this person's not doing it right.
Yeah.
But I gained a relationship with her because I didn't know she could see me.
Okay.
But she noticed I stood out. And she asked me, had you ever considered getting, certified?
Wow.
And I said, I have. And then she pointed me in the right direction. And I got certified through the Y. I ended up doing the class with her. She moves to California, and I end up doing.
You get in that class, and I think that's when I'm gonna get there in a second because there's a lot of life between that you're coming back home and then you becoming a group fitness instructor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I want to camp out just a little bit on that. You said I was learning to be who I was.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yep.
I kind of say it like this. You were, and this is true for me. Tell me if this resonates with you. That for me, I have been on a journey learning to give myself permission to be who I am. Mm-hmm. And there's a meme, or not a meme, but like a quote thing I popped up on my thing once that I love, and it says something to the effect, it's not a quote, but it says something like, perhaps we're not becoming anything, perhaps we're unbecoming. All of these things that have been placed upon us, the weights and the different things, the different limitations and things, and we're unbecoming all those things so we can get back to who we were meant to be. And I was like, I dig that, or whatever. But it's so fair statement. Like you were learning your way, learning to give yourself permission to show up right where you were, who you were. So little by little, because that's who I started to experience. Like little by little, it would be funny. You'd have these. I'd see you and you seemed really reserved. We weren't friends then. Yeah. But then you'd have like a women's conference. I remember that women's conference where I think I changed coats and hats like 5 times. I was like, what is happening right now? You would always have these ideas. I was like, she's like, and I want you to do this. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm not a cheerleader. I was like, this is you always like making us do things. And you wrote a song. I found that song.
Did you?
Yeah. What was that? I'm reaching beyond my wildest dreams. Remember that? And my faith got what I believe. Woo. Wait. Something in my heart to unleash the miracle power in me. Remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you wrote that song.
Yeah, I think I collaborated with
Derek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but we found it on our thing. I have to make sure you give it to you.
I would love that.
Yeah, but I started seeing this stuff, and I'm like, who's that? Was that what I was witnessing? Because I think that and what's important to like this again, this don't drop your feet. It's not just a. Again, I can't stress enough. It's not an overnight. You have to develop this mindset. Yeah. This grit. Yeah. To insist that you rise above how you feel.
Yeah.
That you rise above your circumstances, that you show up differently than what the world suggests or suggests, what the world suggests to you how you should be showing up.
Yeah.
Right? And but that's a journey. That's what you're taking them on. A journey to get to that point where, so is that what I was witnessing? You little by little with those sorts of things, you like testing the waters and expressing more and more of you in that regard. Is that what was going on?
I don't.
I mean, it's
don't know
hindsight.
that.
I don't know if you know
it's
about-
hindsight, but I can't say that I was purposely doing that. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I believe by being where God wanted me to,
Yeah.
that again, I had to choose to want to grow.
Yeah.
Right? And I just
Yeah.
believe that as I continue to move forward toward what was in my heart,
Yeah.
that those things begin to blossom. And then because he started to place people in my life, like yourself, like we were talking about how looking back and how you were in a couple of like amazing ideas again. Yeah, my video, which was 10 years ago, my first DVD.
She put me in it's the old hotness. She put me in a workout video. I think she tried.
No.
I think I was the before picture.
You were awesome. It was great.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward, my Better When I'm Dancing, and that was birthed out of something was going on in our city, in our world.
I remember that. I don't remember what it was, but I remember.
And I wanted to pull people together from different lifestyles and businesses to create just some energy of joy. And, and everything's better when you're dancing. And so, and it was just so cool how, Zach Briggs, being amazing as he is, how he pieced all those things. And that's like one of my favorite videos to watch.
Awesome. They're all, we're gonna link all of this stuff, by the way. You don't have to keep taking notes. You're gonna find out, you're gonna get all kinds of information about where to find these things and find her. Shout out to Visual Prime Studios and Zach.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss something though, and I'm thank you. I don't want to gloss over this because there's something else that I think is critical and I think that is important to this whole like learning how to stand in your power, not drop your feet, rise above the circumstances, how you feel. You said, I came back, and I asked you, I said, what did you come back to do? And you said, I came back to help, to serve.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. I came back to serve. She came back to serve. I don't want that to get glossed over because sometimes I think that people think we get this culture we're in likes words like I'm a boss, or and I say that my first book, Boss President, I'm a boss, I'm a mogul, I'm all these things, I run stuff, all these things. You're like, my gosh, but the most beautiful thing you could do, the most powerful position I think we could take is to be in service to something or someone else. You decided, and tell me if this is true, it may have even looked like to you that you're setting you aside, that you're setting what you care about or dream about aside, not knowing maybe maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but that you are literally setting yourself up for what you get to walk in now, because you decided to serve and help grow something and be faithful someplace else.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's your relationship, but you can approach it a different way.
Yeah.
You don't have to show up like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just don't want to miss that. To me, that's just as critical.
Yeah.
Or just as much of a reason, if not more, of all of this ooey gooey goodness that is you today is that posture.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You can fix me.
No, that's good.
what-
I mean, because I knew that I loved dancing.
Yeah.
I knew that I loved everything about fitness.
Yeah.
I mean, because I loved working out. I didn't see this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I saw myself doing classes type of thing. Right. But so I did like put those things on the side. But then at the same time, I kept trying to incorporate them.
Yeah, which is
right?
back to, that's where we got to the conferences.
Yes.
The things.
Yeah.
You always had an idea.
Right.
You're
yeah,
always
because I'm so creative.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like, one of my sisters, Jackie, she would say, do you like dream about these exercises?
Yeah, they were always coming like
or something
crazy.
like, you know.
It'd be like, we're gonna like tomorrow at church, we're gonna serve cookies. And we're like, cool, who's gonna volunteer to help serve cookies? We're like, I'll volunteer to help serve cookies. And then like in the morning, you're like, guys, when you serve the cookies, can you please spin around, please? And then pirouette and give them the cookies. And I'm like, well, I mean,
you are so animated.
It was like, you couldn't call nobody last night. I don't know how to do that. You know, I was like, where did this come from? You know,
I saw greatness in you before you even
it was always like, I have a picture now. There's so many things I just need to thank you for. I mean, we don't have enough time to get through this. So gosh, I could talk to you forever. But like I think about like you had me come speak to when I was just launching Rain and you wanted me to come. It's actually, quite frankly, my OG Rain table. That's really kind of the first time without me knowing that that's what I wanted to do. But it was funny because I was thinking about the picture because we took all the picture, everybody standing there in their shirts and stuff. And then you're like, everybody's like, take a picture. And you're like, okay, everybody, put your hands on your hips and do this. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I'm looking at this picture. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't even like this. I don't like this. But I love it. That's what's happening is every time you pieces of you more and more coming out, right? Yeah. So let's like I said, we have to fast forward because we just
we could be here for a while.
Hours. But what it does, hopefully, what it tells you, and I'll tell you this again at the end, is that y'all should rock with her. I mean, you should follow her everywhere that she goes. You should be trying to figure out how to hang out with her because I think this is what really, you know, when I pick people that I want to sit down with for Standing in the Rain, it's you know, it's not just, I mean, there's all kinds of people that have, you know, it's not about, it's about their heart and their authenticity and their excellence and all those things that you exhibit. And you've been such a pivotal force for me. And I didn't even see it coming. And that's what I love. And I mean, because I go to that class when you're at the Y. Yeah. Again, we're not friends at that time. Yeah. And you don't know that me going to that class, it was like at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah,
it was not an opportune time for me at the time where I was in my practice. And I was terrified to leave work for anything. But I knew if I didn't, I needed to work out and I needed to do something. And it was across the street. And I remember going. And I almost was like, I ain't going to this class no more. Because I would cry at the end of it every time. Because we'd like, you would always be like, you can do it! You can get there! And all these lament, then you're like, okay. And you turn the lights down, and there'd be some spiritual or some song you play that's real slow, soft music. And I'm like, okay. And then you come over, you're like, are you okay? But what I make light of it, but what I love is that somehow you manage to always see people. And because I was able to come in that class and you saw me, didn't say much, but I felt cared for. And so you brought all of that now into all of these endeavors. My gosh, like, so let's talk about Fit4U, because I don't want to leave it out, because I'm sitting in your studio. That's why I wanted to do it here. I was like, I'm not doing it. We're not talking, we're not vibing in any place else but this studio, because I remember you at almost every stage of this particular journey. Yeah. So to be sitting here is so cool and makes me smile every time I walk in here. Well, after I get over them stairs, but every time I walk in here. So talk a bit about like how Fit4U is born and what you're trying to do. Okay.
Yeah. So the word or the name and the brand, I was actually conversing with a couple of ladies. It was Dondra Campbell and Aisha White. Okay. And I asked them to, you know, kind of throw some words at me and some names. And Dondra, you know, shot back, you know, Fit4U. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. And he said something too that was similar. Yeah. And so I was like, wow, that makes sense. Like, because my goal in my heart was always to encourage ladies, and I have a heart for women. It's like, I would say always, you know, just do you. Like, do the exercise that fits you. Yeah. And then I just kept hearing it, and it made so much sense.
Yeah.
So, so Fit4U. So when I started at the Y, I was a group trainer for 6 years. And I
didn't know it was that long. Wow, okay.
Yeah, and then what happened, as I would see ladies in the Y, some came, socially, but some came to really work out, but it bothered me again that they were not doing it correctly.
Yeah.
So I started to listen to that desire of being a personal trainer.
Yeah.
But I knew I couldn't do that there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to respect that.
You couldn't do it in their establishment under their. You had to do that on your own.
Yes.
Okay.
They had that available.
Yeah.
But I didn't want
to join. I remember.
I didn't
want
to go in that direction.
Yeah.
So respectfully, like I would always end my year with my responsibility as classes in May.
Yeah.
And come back in September.
Yeah.
Because I would take it off to be with the kids.
Yeah.
And so I knew that I wasn't coming back this particular year, but I never told any of the members that took my classes, because I knew if I would have told them,
they would have come with you.
They would come.
Yeah.
And I wanted to respect the people, because I really I loved the staff. They were great, and so I just, when they say, hey, we'll see you in September, I'd say, hey, I'll see you, and that doesn't mean that I wasn't coming back, but I wasn't coming back to do that class.
Yeah, you're like, hello?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
And so then, I went and I started going out looking for space, and then I found some space, and then I rented.
You found space in other people's space.
Right, I found space in other people's space.
Yeah.
Heat Fitness.
I'm not downplaying that. It was awesome, but I'm just saying.
It was a good. It was, and I thank God. I really do. I thank God for every part of the journey.
Yeah.
I learned so much. I grew, and I fell. I got back up, and I had to keep going. And so God brought me here, and this is a whole nother story. We don't have.
It's part two.
It's part two, right?
Yeah, we'll do part
three.
Yeah.
But no. So then, fast forward. I'm here, and what my heart is to encourage women to be their best self.
Yeah.
And fitness is not it's not something that you do every now and then. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. And so I say this because people tell me it's one of my calling cards. So way back when I started, and I put it on the back burner, I didn't really start this journey until I was 50. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid this because this bug, I was like, we working out in a workout studio. I'm wearing some worky outy stuff, got some gym shoes on and a sweatshirt. And she had a sweatshirt. I was like, we cool, we on the thing. And then she go bring her guns out, stuff like that.
Nike on. I don't want to rep Nike.
Yeah, whatever. I know, all right, but if you want to sponsor us, again.
Right. Yeah, Nike,
call
if you
her
want.
and I'll rep her. Yeah. But I mean, like you said, you started this journey when you were 50. Mm-hmm. Tell them how old you are. Tell them how old you are.
So I turned 61 in July.
I just want to push you off that stage.
I should say I started my business when I was 50, but I did start, I was a little earlier.
I love it.
But yeah, so I really believe, because God is so gracious and so good. So I'm 61, but I honestly can say I have to remind myself.
I know.
Because of what I love to do and how I don't see any limitations. Yeah. Now, I know once in a while I'll feel like, should you have done that? Yeah. But honestly, I can say that I forget that I'm 61.
I love it.
And so I believe that He's restoring my youth to carry out the vision that I put on the back burner.
That's awesome.
So with that being said, I will show up for any person who's willing to show up with me.
Don't drop your feet.
Don't drop your feet.
Don't drop your feet.
Yeah.
All the time, I can feel it. It's like to me, it's a directive. It's a posture. Mm-hmm. It's a love language for you. Mm-hmm. That's what I get. It's a goal. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and to me also it's the reasonable. It's the reasonable response. Mm. It's a reasonable response to the greatness that's inside of us. Yeah. That you not quit on you. I mean, I tell y'all all the time, as you hear me say it all the time, you're an unrepeatable masterpiece. Mm-hmm. God is so dope. I mean, he writes this stuff in there. So he's like one of my favorite scriptures, if not my favorite scriptures. God before you, then who? I'm for you, so who?
Yeah.
So that tracks,
Yeah.
right? Don't drop your feet. Well, I gotta drop my feet because this is hard. Mm-hmm. But who? I'm for you. Mm-hmm. I gotta drop my feet because I got a bad review at work. I gotta drop my feet because they left me. I gotta drop my feet. Mm-hmm. I gotta drop my feet because I lost all my money. I gotta drop my feet. You're like, but who? Mm-hmm. Who can be? I'm for you. Yeah. That's what I hear out of that all the time. I mean, I know that's what I hear. That's what I see from you. That's honestly, I was gonna bring some Kleenex. I'm like, you always crying. But I realized I'm always crying around you.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna see if I can get through this because I need to, I say things privately, but I believe that you need to make sure that you say things that you rep people right. And I just need to tell you thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you.
I have healed a lot at your hands. Yeah. And I used to come here, that when I used to go to the Y, I used to cry because I was so stressed and I was dropping my feet a lot. I just didn't know how I was going to survive all of that. And I didn't know where to go. And I never liked me too much. Rain has been a journey in and of itself. I never liked me that much. Didn't like my body. I had body image issues. And so I wouldn't come. I didn't like being around you almost sometimes. Because once we started becoming friends, I was like, golly, get out of my face. Because, I mean that in the most loving way because you won't stop coming after people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you literally will not stop. I mean, I remember one time I came to her studio, not this one. She had a treadmill and she used to have me run up. I would come at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, 5, whatever. And I always had, remember that? I had a lot of layers of clothes on. So I had my hood on and another jacket. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing. I was hiding from somebody. Right. And I would get on the treadmill. She's like, get on the treadmill and just warm up. And I'm like, and so I just be on the treadmill and I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the warm up. And then I just look up because I got my hood on. And next thing I look up, she's standing right there. She's leaning on the treadmill. How was your day? How'd you sleep? How are you doing? I'm like, oh my gosh, while she's steadily pushing the thing up. So I'm going why am I going faster? Why am I going faster? But you would always be like, how'd you sleep? Yeah. And then it'd be like this random moments. You're like, I'm gonna pray for you or whatever. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you, everything about you, and that you never quit on people generally speaking, but you for daggone sure don't quit on anybody to whom you're assigned, to whom you call connected to you, and it has changed my life, literally, and yeah, I'm so proud to be in your spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's enough of that. Enough of that.
Yeah, wow.
So we in the spot.
Yeah, we're in the spot.
And there's no reason not to be. I mean, again, I wore all the workouty stuff because, I ain't no punk. And so, look, we used to come in here and she try to get at us. We come in here, it'd be early in the morning and it'd be a lot of stuff. So, I always tell her, I can do, what we gonna do? What'd you come up with?
So I think not only because I know you like to make sure people have information that they can use. So I think with this challenge, this is something that they will see, whatever you're wanting them to see.
I just want to see this is all about you. I know.
But anyways, they'll be able to use this information.
Okay.
Right? Or they'll be able to use this challenge.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to say.
Okay.
So we're going to do, we're going to do arm pumps.
Okay.
Okay. And then the arm pumps are these, right?
Okay.
And every 15 seconds, we're going to turn and go.
Okay. Are we standing or are we sitting?
They're getting
a taste of you. What are we doing?
So what I want them to know, they can stand or sit at home when you do this.
Okay.
And what it does, a lot of ladies, they talk about, taking care of this.
Yeah.
These are really great for toning. I mean, of course, you can't just do them a few times. It's something you can do every day, actually.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to do 2 minutes. Okay.
I mean,
All right.
each direction.
Yeah. I'll lead you into where we're going. Can we have the rain music?
Oh yeah. We can have music. We can have music.
Music is everything, right?
Yeah, music is everything.
Yeah. And so while we're getting queued up, while we're getting queued up, I do want to say, like, I mean, I've told you this many times, is your voice has something amazing that just kicks me off, right? So like it stirs me up, and I was at one of your it wasn't
classes?
No, it wasn't the rain class. It was the thing in Indianapolis where you
that was a rain class though.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a rain class.
Rain class, and so you share some information about, and I'm going to get it wrong, about how there's so many billion people in the world.
There's 8 billion people in the world, birthed over 4 and whatever billion, 4 point whatever billion years. And there's only one.
And there's only one of me. Like when you said that took me to that next place.
That's awesome.
Like
that's
so,
awesome.
and that has stuck with me, and I know that that's gonna always be, because that's just a reminder to keep doing what I'm doing, because there's nobody else doing what I'm doing.
That's right.
Somebody else is doing something, but not this.
It's the reason why you don't have to drop your. You don't have to.
Yeah.
There's nobody. That can fade you. They can't touch you. They could start a fitness studio or whatever y'all do right next door, and it will not matter. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, it's gonna be oversaturated. There are too many people already in the market. There are already too many books. There are already too many whatever. There are already too many speakers. There are already too many artists. It does not matter because none of them can do you like you do you.
And I would go as far as to say, if they are next door and I'm not your girl, I'm gonna send you next door.
Over there,
because I really want you to get to your healthy place.
That's good.
It really is. I mean, I truly believe that, and I do, and I have. You know, somebody say you're too expensive, and I say, you know what, I get it. I get it. And so, but I know there's another place that you would probably fit in. You should go. You know, and that's my heart.
That's awesome.
All right, so here I'm going to set the timer.
Okay.
All right, so we can see what we're doing here, and so you can't accuse me of keeping you too long.
Well,
all right.
You don't. Fitness trainers are notoriously bad counters.
That's why I'm gonna use the clock.
You use it. Okay.
I'm put it right here. All right.
So what are we doing?
We got the music.
Do I have the right?
Watch your. Yep. We're gonna be like this. We're gonna flick our arms.
We're gonna flick our arms.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
You got go the music. Go ahead. Can I put them down now? Because I started.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Get them down.
Than you.
No. Right. Okay.
You turn it up, so go ahead.
Yeah. We're gonna rock this. All right. Arms up and flick down. Yeah. All right, so the goal with this one, you want to make sure you keep your arms lined up with your shoulders. All right, in 3 seconds, we're going to turn up. Okay. All right, ready? Turn up and go. Yeah. Now, yep. We're going to go, something on my clock. So now we're going to go forward with our wrists. Ready, go. All right, so at some point, fire is gonna kick in. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go backwards next in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, go backwards, let's go. Oh yeah, flick it back.
Hey, Blackie!
You're almost there.
5 seconds.
Not yet, we're not done yet. All right, in 3 seconds, we're gonna turn our thumb over to our shoulders. Ready, go, thumb to shoulder. Oh yeah. All right, stay right here. How you doing?
I don't know.
You feel anything yet?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, in 5 seconds, we're gonna go under. Ready? Go under. Michael, the scarecrow right here. You got this. All right, we're almost there. All right, we're gonna go top and bottom. Ready, go. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm great.
Good. All right, so now we're gonna hold out. Ready, set, hold out, hold out.
Okay.
This is it. All right, so this is where in life you're gonna be in stillness. And it's not about moving, just hold steady. Sometimes you just gotta hold steady. 10 seconds. How you doing?
I'm awesome.
Ready to drop?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
3,
I ain't dropping.
2, and down.
What? Y'all see it? Y'all see it?
Look at you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Turn down just a little bit. Let it play.
All right.
So, my gosh, you're phenomenal.
So are you.
I mean, hands down phenomenal. Everything you touch, everything that you touch elevates. The room brightens when you walk in it. Never, no matter what, ever, if you ever need reminding, hear my voice, never drop your feet. Never drop your feet. So, y'all need to experience her. You need to be here. Certainly, it doesn't matter whether or not you're in the Fort Wayne area or you're in California. You can experience her online, all sorts of things. You just need to be a part of it. What's really awesome about your approach to fitness and training and all those things is that it looks like she's working on your body or helping you to work on your body, but she's really doing an inside job. And so she's just little by little, every time you keep showing up, just growing you up and helping you get stronger in every sense of that word. That's what's so cool about that. So you want to be a part of that, and I want to help that. So tell me about your program. How do people work with you?
Okay. So I'm big
I can't feel
on-
my arms, by the way.
You can't.
I just need you to know that.
Well, good. I'm glad you felt
It's a
that.
good thing I won.
Yeah, right?
But yeah.
That would have been in vain. So my thing is I like longevity.
Okay.
So I used to have drop-ins, but I'm about getting results.
Yeah.
So I have a 12-week program, and it's for small groups or personal training.
Okay.
Just depends on what the person wants. And then coming up, let me bag up before I go that. I just dropped, and a shout out to my amazing husband who's behind the scene doing all those technical things.
Shout out to Pastor Al.
Yes,
Love it.
yes, he did set up my membership page where you can sign up and be a member and get monthly workouts and even zoom in once a week.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the Fit4U Friends program.
Okay.
And then for the first of the year, I know a lot of you are going to want to jumpstart your new year, not so much new you, new me, just you, right you. Don't try to be a new you. Just start where you are and do the 21-day reboot. It's 21 days of jumpstarting your body coming off of the holiday. And that's on my carlajennings.com on my website.
So the program, the 12-week program?
Yes.
That's your premium package?
Yes, that's my premium.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much is that?
So that one, it depends again on if they're doing the one-on-one or the small group. And I honestly, I don't know the exact number, and I should probably know that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. But here's what I'm doing. Here's why I'm asking. So the first person that's going to DM me, first you got to like this. You got to like. You got to subscribe to Standing in the Rain. You've got to share Standing in the Rain. You got to tell a friend. You writing this down? You got to subscribe. You got to share it. You got to get a friend to subscribe, and then you got to hit me up and say, I want to get fit for you. The first person to do that to me, the first person to do all of those things, you got to show me that you did all those things. Tell me who the friend is that subscribed to Standing in the Rain. I got you. You're gonna take a 12-week. You're gonna do a 12-week course with Carla Jennings on me, on Rain, on Rain Today, on the Rainmaker. You're gonna do that. You're gonna get to experience what I have had the privilege of experiencing. It's phenomenal. Your life will change. I read on your website you have some testimonials, and one of the young ladies said, working with Carla Jennings is transformative. I echo that. So I'm trying to tell you. So like and subscribe certainly to Standing in the Rain. Share it certainly, and then get somebody else to like and subscribe, and then hit me up and say, I want to get fit for you. And first one to do that, my gosh, your life is about to elevate. I'm trying to tell you. So I love it. All of the socials, the website, the everything, the location, studio gear, all the things will be on attached to this episode, so you don't have to work to find and get connected with Carla, and certainly you know how to find me. So come keep rocking with me. I love y'all so much. I thank you so much for rocking with me.
Thank you.
I can't wait till the next time we have some more new hotness. Just stay locked with Standing in the Rain. I love y'all. We gotta dance out.
Here we go.
I can't feel my arms, so it's gotta be, yeah.
I can't feel my legs.
I know.
My arms are great.
Oh, what is that? I was like, what is that? Okay.
That's your mic.
Awesome. Thank you.